can't wait to welcome Matthew Archbold to the program. We love our Thursday visit with him. We get to find out what's on his mind and what's on his website, creativeminority.report.com. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning. I just have a quick question. That comedy show, does it have any of the comedy stylings of Dave Escheres?
Well, yeah, it kind of takes on my personality, which is why a lot of people avoid it. But there are people that like it, like my mother and my wife, who have to come.
I'm still seeking counseling over that. It's a little fit funny joke that you.
It's a little fit funny.
Thanks
Don't
for bringing that
encourage him,
back
Matthew.
around.
Don't encourage him.
Well, you get me singing and telling jokes in just a second. Matthew Archbold, so much happening in the world. Where do you want to take us? I mean, I'm looking at your website.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's got to be difficult for you in these days to pick which thing you're going to cover.
It truly is. The world is getting. Everything's so obvious now. You know, there used to be some subtlety to my work. You know, I feel like I'm being. Everything is so clear now. Like there's so much darkness, so much light. And it's just like, all the subtlety is gone. You know, I miss it. But we do have the government shutdown, which is fun. And I'm kind of conflicted about it because I just kind of feel like, hey, you know what? The government shut us down for months during COVID. I feel like we're returning the favor a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way.
I like
There you go.
that.
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
a good turn on it.
The only problem I have is that the shutdown is actually making politicians' lives easier. It's bad enough they all become millionaires while they're serving, but now they don't even have to show up to work. They don't even have to pretend anymore. So that kind of makes me a little angry. It would be nice. It's just nicer when they have to pretend to earn and steal our money, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wish that, is it Texas that they only meet like every 2 years or something like that? I think, well, if it's good enough for Texas, it's good enough for us, So
yeah, I think we'd probably be a lot better off. And speaking of paying, have you seen all the videos of protesters at the No Kings rally essentially just admitting openly that they're being paid to be there?
Yeah. I did see one video yesterday where they were clearing out a retirement center. People in wheelchairs, the video was just all of these people coming out, getting on a bus, and they all had their crowns on, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe this.
And that's why the protests had to be over by 4 p.m. so they could get back to their Matlock rerun.
Oh, my God. Matt.
Back in time for dinner.
That is ridiculous.
Right, the early bird special. Yeah, hey, I'm there. Early bird special.
You know, the media was making such a big thing of this, and even lying about how many people were there. And I just, they were like, 1 million people attended the No Kings rally. This is an amazing movement, right? And I just thought to myself, about every Sunday, 100 million Christians attend services every Sunday in the U.S., and there's no news in that. None.
Yeah.
Well,
very true.
Why isn't that at least a little interesting?
And when you look at like the March for Life in Washington, D.C. every year, I mean, hundreds of thousands of people, you don't hear about it.
Nope.
Very rare.
You don't, because it does not fit the narrative. And that is one of the things I am so glad that I got out of secular journalism, because I am not a narrative guy. I would not be able to, tailor the truth to the narrative. I look back on my decision of getting out of secular journalism, and it was such a big deal in my life. It was such a big decision. But I truly believe that if I had stayed, I would have been drummed out.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to play along with the narrative. It just wouldn't have happened. So
well, and then manipulating the narrative, right? So one personal story. I'm down in the state of Alabama many years ago. There's a pro-life bill coming up for a vote, and the pro-life community shows up in mass at the State House in Montgomery, Alabama. The news people are there, and they're saying, look, we need to do our newscast, and we're going to just ask you to be quiet while we do the newscast, because there's this gigantic group of pro-lifers and like 6 people there to fight against it on the pro-choice side. So they do their whole newscast. They said, if we're going to give you a second to talk after. And the news person literally ended with, it seems like pro-choice and pro-life is equally represented out here, and then immediately cut it off.
Wow.
And I thought, man, how dishonest. You know, as a news person, that you just told a lie, that you absolutely manipulated the story to your own liking. And that's unfortunate. We're seeing that now. That's 20 years ago. That continues to amp up year after year.
Right, and there's just so many things that get swept under the rug. I mean, all across, the world, Christians are being persecuted, but that gets swept under the rug because Christians are not victims; they're oppressors. They're, part of the patriarchy. So It doesn't fit the narrative that they're victims of violence. So it we just ignore that then.
Yeah.
And then you have all the violence taking place in our own country right now.
Yeah, that's the thing that got me. All these people they were interviewing and thinking that it was okay to wish that somebody was dead or killed and I'm like, you got to be kidding. I can't. It's unfathomable to me that we're at this place.
I mean, you look at it. Remember those? It was a week ago, I think. All those young Republicans sending, stupid private texts to each other.
Yeah.
And they said some off-color things. That was a massive media story. Mm-hmm. And then you have politicians openly saying we have to get rid of Republicans. We have to wipe them out, and, actually saying we have to, kill. And that gets nothing. Nothing. It's just completely ignored. It's amazing. But that is why you guys do what you do. And that's why it's so important that you guys keep going and keep doing what you do, because you are the antidote. You are the truth. And that is what we need right now more than anything.
And obviously so are you, and you bring this to people's attention and continue to do so. God bless you in your work. CreativeMinorityReport.com. Make sure you check that out. Matthew Archbold, you're always spot on stuff. We so appreciate you being here every Thursday for us.